Hello and welcome to Adobe InDesign Tools Breakdown, Part 1. Well, why did I do 2 parts? Well, that's because I wanted to break it down just so that it's easier for you to follow along or watch this video and then do it, or pause the video while following along, whatever you want to do. But anyways, let's get started in InDesign. First, you have your selection tools. The first tool we're going to talk about is the selection tool. It is the black arrow. It is located in the top left-hand corner of the tools palette. To activate it, simply click it or press the V key on the keyboard. And what it does is allows you to move things around in your document. So like, let's say I don't want this text box to be on this column here in my document. Let's say I want it in the middle. So I'm just going to simply click and drag and put it in place. The next tool I'm going to talk about is the direct select tool. It is the white arrow tool in the tool palette. And it's located to the right of the selection tool. What it does is it allows you to select what's inside a frame and to move a picture or whatever that's within the contents of this frame. So here I have a picture and I'm going to select it, and as you can see I have different arrows. I can resize it within this frame, I can enlarge it within this frame, and I can move it around within this frame to my liking. Also, I can select little handles of the frame and manipulate them as well and change the shape of my frame. Maybe you want something like that. Next, we have the pencil tool and some other tools that are hidden underneath it. The next tool I'm going to talk about is the pencil tool. The pencil tool is located to the right of the pen tool, or you can simply press N on your keyboard to activate this tool. I'm going to just start drawing paths. The pencil tool is a fairly simple drawing tool that allows you to draw paths. But what happens is, by default, there is a setting enabled that allows you to change your paths while you're drawing, and sometimes you don't want that. And as you can see, so I'm drawing around my original line here, and maybe I wanted to curl around like so. So that's a cool thing, but I don't want that enabled. So simply double click the pen tool, or the pencil tool, excuse me, and unselect edit selected paths. That will help you draw different paths or different lines without changing a path that you redraw. It's helpful if you want to redraw that path, you keep that enabled, but sometimes when you're drawing or something you don't want that, simply disable it. The next tool I want to talk about is a hidden tool underneath the pencil tool. There are 2 tools hidden underneath the pencil tool. There's the pencil tool, the smooth tool, and of course the erase tool. So the smooth and the erase are the 2 tools that are hidden underneath the pencil tool in the toolbox. First, I'm going to use the pencil tool, and I'm just going to create a really squiggly line. And let's say that line is not what I wanted. It's not smooth like I intended it to be. So I'm going to use the smooth tool. And what it does is it helps you smooth out a line. So sometimes it helps to zoom in and use the smooth tool here to help you smooth out your line. So there we go, starting to smooth out the way I wanted it here. And of course it takes time using the smooth tool to get your line the way you want it. The next tool I want to talk about is the eraser tool. It's located under the pencil tool, like I said. And let's select the erase tool. Your line has to be selected in order to erase part of your path here. So I'm just going to erase this part of my line here. As you can see, left part of the line up here too. So I'm going to get rid of this. Maybe, well, I'll just get rid of it with my direct select arrow tool. So now I have just this line here. Now what happens if I happen to have the erase tool and a line not selected? Well, let's see what happens. See, it doesn't work. So you have to have your path selected in order to use the tool, like so. Next, I want to talk about the pen tool. Let's talk about frames. Now let's talk about type. Now let's jump into some shape tools, and I will quickly show you some transformation tools because I know this video is quite long and that's why I made part 2. But anyways, just bear with me. Let's get started. Well, I hope this was informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing. See you next time for part 2.